Okay, so this is the FIFA World Cup 2026 predictions, with Spain topping the list at 17% chance of winning this World Cup. Then comes France at 14.1, then England at 11.8. England's up there. That's pretty good. Argentina with an 8.7, then Germany with a 7.1, and then finally for me, Portugal a 6.6. Like, honestly, I think they should be higher up the list. But then we have Brazil at a 5.6, Netherlands with a 5.2. That is surprising to me that they have such a high stat. Then we have Norway with a 2.3, Colombia with a 2, Belgium 1.9% chance, Uruguay with a 1.7, and then Mexico, my home country, with a 1.3, then Croatia, Morocco, Ecuador, just slightly above a 1% chance. And now the teams with a chance of below a 1%. We have Japan. That is super surprising to me because of how they've been doing lately. And honestly, they have a very good record in all their matches so far that they've played. Then USA, the same as Japan, Switzerland, Senegal. I'm surprised to see Senegal down so far down this list because they did beat Morocco. 0.6% chance. That's crazy. Austria, then Ivory, then Canada, Paraguay, Ghana, Egypt, Algeria, South Korea. Wow, South Korea is really down here with Scotland, South Africa, Australia, Iran, Tasnia, Uzbekistan. You get the idea, with Haiti being, oh my God, Haiti, Morocco, and Jordan having a 0% chance of winning this World Cup. So now let's actually play out the group stage. We have Mexico, Korea, South Africa, and Czech Republic in Group A. Now, Mexico, compared to these other teams like Korea, where they have Sung Heung-min, he's doing pretty good. He's almost averaging an assist per game. But other than that, Korea, I think, is on the slope down compared to where they were maybe 3-4 years ago, where Son Heung-min was still at Tottenham and he was still performing. Hwang at Wolves was, doing decent. Other than that, they haven't really picked up their game with their players. South Africa, unfortunately, they don't have that many bright players. Same could be said for Czech Republic. So Mexico should clear this group comfortably. They could come away with the 9 points. So I'm going to put Mexico in first place. They could maybe lose a game, but I don't know. I don't see that happening because Mexico is at home. Most of the games, all their games, honestly, wherever they end up being in this World Cup, they're going to have a lot of fans. An insane amount. For second place, I'm going to push Czech Republic because they face more European teams than Korea. And honestly, Korea is on the downfall. I don't see anybody helping out Son Heung-min here. And then we got South Korea and South Africa at the end. Group B, we have Canada, Switzerland, Qatar, and Bosnia. Bosnia were stronger back in the day when Edin Dzeko was younger. Canada, a couple years ago, again, maybe 5 to 3 years ago, they were way better than they are now. They don't even have Alphonso Davies. I'm pretty sure he's not going to go there. Switzerland, they have Granit Xhaka as a leader. So with Granit Xhaka, and I'm pretty sure they have a couple players, they could top this group. Then Canada, then Bosnia, and then Qatar. Bosnia you could swap out places here with Canada, but anybody that lands in third place, we will figure out who or which one of them are going to qualify. So then we have Group C, Brazil, Morocco, Scotland with Scott McTominay, and Haiti. Haiti, I'm sorry, you're just in fourth place here. You don't stand a chance. Brazil, Vinicius Jr., with their new head coach. What was his name? It's a brain fart. What was his name? Brazil coach. What was his name? I'm going to be so mad. Carlo Ancelotti. How do I forget that? Carlo Ancelotti hasn't been doing well with this Brazil team. So they might struggle unless Carlo Ancelotti could get this team on track with how they're supposed to play. Then yeah, they could top the leaderboards here. But let's look again. The Brazil have a 5.6 chance. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're in tops. Wait, what? They're top 7 place for favorite to win this World Cup. Top 7. But I'm going to be honest with you. Morocco, for me, has a better chance. Because if you look at their U17 and their U20, the way they performed in their World Cups, one of them actually won the World Cup. I think Morocco should be first place here. They're just too good. They're crowned champions of the African Cup, but they actually lost the African Cup, which is weird, so political there. But then I'm going to put Brazil in second, Scotland in third, and then Haiti in last. Group D, we have USA, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. Who does Turkey have? I'm pretty sure they have some well-known players here. Turkey national team players. I did look this up before. Arda Güler and Kenan Yildiz Çalhanoğlu, or Çalhanoğlu, however you pronounce his name. There's another player here I think that can perform well, like Samir. This guy that has the Chad face, I forget his name. But not if, but yeah, if Arda Güler can keep performing the way he's doing for Real Madrid, and he can really perform for Turkey, which he has, and he just goes God mode, like I could see Turkey actually topping first place here. With Arda Güler and Kenan Yildiz from Juventus, I can see them placing first here. And then for second place, it could be a dogfight between USA, Paraguay, and Australia, because USA is not the same team they were, and especially with their coach. Who's their coach again? Dude, I keep forgetting these coaches' names, and like it's honestly pissing me off. Coach. It's Mauricio Pochettino. I have like a brain fart right now, but Mauricio Pochettino has not been performing well with this USA team. Paraguay, I think you're going to get fourth, but it could, I feel like any of these teams right here could be third place, guaranteed. But I'm going to give it to USA just because on paper they should perform. Then Australia and then Paraguay. Group E, Germany, Ecuador, Ivory or whatever, and this last team, I forget their name, but Germany should be taking this first place just on paper. Ecuador, if they show enough character, they could perform in first place. Also, you're going to have a lot of Ecuadorians in the stands, 100%. It's just all these South American teams, their fans always show up. It could be interchangeable here, but on paper, Germany should win. I do favor them just slightly over Ecuador, because if Germany face these two other teams like Ivory Coast and Morocco, Germany's going to score more goals. They are. Let's say they tie, they just happen to tie, or Ecuador wins maybe, and then they don't perform in the next game, and they end up tying or losing. Germany for sure is going to perform. Then we have Netherlands, Japan, Tasnia, and Sweden. This is like a group of death, but I see Tasnia in fourth place. It's going to be between Sweden, Japan, and Netherlands. Netherlands with their Van Dijk, Xavi Simons, Mickey van de Ven, Depay. In Japan, Japan's been performing well. If they could keep up that performance, Japan could be in first place here. And it's funny because look where they have Japan. They have Japan all the way down here, below Ecuador, below Morocco, below Croatia, below Mexico. And Japan has been performing very well. Let's look up the results here. They beat England 1-0. They beat Brazil 3-2, so they can score. They beat Ghana 2-0, and they beat Bolivia 3-0. That's how many goals? And they beat Scotland 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 goals in their last 5 matches. 10 goals. They already have the confidence that they could beat England, Brazil. What makes you think they're not going to have the confidence to beat Netherlands and Sweden? And Tasnia, that's an easy dub for them. Japan is winning first place in Group F, mark my words. Then Netherlands. But Sweden also have very good strikers. Very good strikers. Hold on. If they're even going to be fit to play, who do we have here? Isak, I'm pretty sure. Victor Gyökeres, Anthony Elanga. Then we have the defense, Victor Lindelof. If Lucas Bergvall can step up his game, he could be a good provider for his strikers. But they need another midfielder that's very good to be able to provide for their strikers. So Sweden have goal power. As for Netherlands, I don't know. I don't remember them having a strong strikers compared to Sweden. So what strikers do they have? I mean, the Pie, no, I wouldn't. Weghorst with that experience. Gakpo, there we go. We got a Gakpo. We got Dumfries. Firmprong. Yeah, honestly, their defenders are actually like midfielders. They're gonna go up the field and provide. They're gonna be having a lot of chances to score. Cody Gakpo, if he could go back to his prime, yeah, this Netherlands team could perform. Second place for me. Then Sweden, then Tosnia. Now in Group G, we have Belgium, Iran, Egypt, New Zealand. Now Iran, there's like talks that they're not going to be participating, but I'm pretty sure they said that they are. So for this group, this is like an easy group for Belgium to be winning. They're not the same team that they were before, and I don't see them going far into this tournament. But easily, Belgium gets it here. As for second place, I would give it to New Zealand. Just because of their like the teams that they face, like the Asian teams that they face. I'm not confident in Egypt and Iran, like Mohamed Salah's team. I'm not confident in them. Iran, they're happy that they're back in the World Cup, or is it Iraq? I forget, but it's hard. It's super interchangeable from 2 to 4, honestly. It might be some boring matches here, not a lot of goals being scored. If Mo Salah can perform, if like he can have his last hurrah, he can maybe pull his team through to second place. So let's just say Mo Salah gets one more last hurrah. Egypt will go second, New Zealand in third, and Iran in fourth. Group H, we have Spain versus Uruguay. That's an insane game. I like that game. For first place, Spain has to win. Because let's say they tie with Uruguay or they lose to Uruguay, they're going to smash Saudi and Cape Verde. They're going to smash them. And Uruguay doesn't have the same power that Spain has. Like Darwin Núñez, you don't really see him scoring a lot of goals here. Spain will perform, and hopefully during this group stage, if you're Spain and you want your Spanish team to go far into the tournament, I would reserve Lamine Yamal minutes by a lot, because he just had an injury, and if he gets fit for the World Cup, you don't want him to get re-injured again, or if you get far into the tournament, you don't want him to get tired. Then Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, and Cape Verde. Group I, we have France, Senegal, Norway, and Iraq. France's firepower, I think for them, like, this is a group of death because Senegal made it to the African Cup finals. They won it, but then they lost it on paper, political. Norway, Erling Haaland, Martin Odegaard, a lot of their players are tall. And if you remember in the Champions League, they had the Norwegian team that made it far, but then they stopped performing. If they can find their rhythm, this is like a disgusting team, Norway. They could be an insane team. That's why they are right below Netherlands. They're at a 2.3. I could see Norway performing insanely well. But if they don't, like, that's why it's like a flip of a coin for me, for Norway. Norway will definitely score a lot of goals against Iraq, 100%. Now, will they do the same to Senegal and France? Against France, I don't see it. They could potentially score some goals against Senegal. I'm going to put France first. Let's get that out of the way. Second place between Norway and Senegal. Just because Senegal came out of winning their African Cup, I'm going to put them in second. But it could be tight. It could go to Norway. Like I said, flip of a coin. But I'm more confident in Senegal. I'm not confident in that flip of a coin for Norway. See if they're going to perform or not. But remember, third place, they could still pass through. Then Group J, we got Argentina, Austria, Algeria, and Jordan. This is like the easiest group for Argentina, So much experience in this Argentina group. These guys stand no chance at all. I would put Algeria probably second, and Austria and Jordan respectfully. And then now for Group K, we got Portugal and Colombia. That is a match everybody wants to see. Colombia, so many Colombians are going to be in the stands, and Portuguese, because we do. If the game is hosted here in Jersey, I know there's a lot of Portuguese around here. There's going to be a lot of Portuguese and definitely a lot of Colombians for sure in that game. So for me, Portugal just have the quality, way too much quality compared to Colombia. So Colombia will go second for me, Uzbekistan, and DR Congo. Group L, we got England, Croatia, that's led by Luka Modric. England, they need Harry Kane to perform 1,000%. Panama and Ghana. It'd be nice to see some Trent Alexander-Arnold crosses to Harry Kane, first time finish. That would be so nice to see. For me, England's first. Croatia, but Ghana, they have Semenyo. They have some really good players. Like, let's look it up. Why isn't this working? Ghana, national football team players. Look, they got Thomas Partey, Iñaki Williams. Who else? I'm pretty sure they have another one player here. I mean, Antoine Semenyo, if he could perform very good for them against Panama and Croatia, I don't see them destroying England or even beating England. But then again, England, for some reason, underperforms always. Like, they always underperform for some reason. I could see Ghana getting second place. I really could. Luka Modric's team, I don't know. I'm going to put Croatia second, and then Ghana, and then Panama. Now for our top third finishers. This is depending on their goals, how many points they win. No, so it goes from points to goal difference, and then I'm pretty sure there's some other stuff, fair play, and their ranking system. So out of all these teams, who'd be the best third place team? And that is Norway. So I'll put them there for first place. But then again, points. How many points do you think they're going to win? 100% they're going to win 3 points against Iraq. Will they get a point against Senegal or France? I could see it. So 3-1-1, 4-5. Do you think they could get 5 points here? Which third team do you think could get maybe 6 points? Tie with second, but still get third. Probably Sweden. So you know what? We're going to put Sweden. It's important how we order this because it'll affect the top 32 teams for the round of 32. So Sweden, Norway. Not saying that Sweden's better than Norway, but it's just that the groups that they're in. Who else could get 6 or 5 points? Who could get 5 points? Who has firepower? Ghana has firepower after Sweden and Norway. So I would put Ghana in third. Antoine Semenyo, I would predict him scoring some goals. We got Bosnia and Scotland as well. Australia, South Korea. I would say South Korea next. South Korea. Bosnia with Dzeko. If he could score a goal or two against Qatar, maybe against Canada, that could affect. Yeah, you know what? Let's put Bosnia, Scotland, Scott McTominay. Scotland's going to struggle very hard against Brazil and Morocco. I'm sorry. They really are. This one, for third place, the last two teams could go either way. But I would like to see Saudi. Why not? Saudi. Their league is improving a lot. So these Saudi Arabian players should be performing at least a little bit better. And then Ivory Coast. Now for our round of 32, our first matchup, we have Czech Republic versus Canada. On paper, Canada should win it. They have players abroad. So for me, I'm leaning towards Canada here. Germany versus Scotland. Oh, I'm sorry, Scotland, you stand no chance. No chance. If you don't have a chance against Brazil and Morocco, you definitely don't have a chance against Germany. Now we have a Japan versus Brazil game. What a beauty. Japan did beat Brazil 3-2, but if Carlo Ancelotti makes it this far into the tournament, round of 32, and he's facing off Japan. He's not going to let that slide. He's not going to let it slide, losing to them again twice in a row. And for Japan to win 2 times in a row against Brazil, it's not likely. So just because of that, Brazil's going to take it. Match 76, Morocco versus Netherlands. These Moroccan, bro, these guys perform and they go deep into tournaments. As for the Netherlands, I felt like for me, always watching Netherlands in tournaments, they always disappoint. They just disappoint. Like the quality players that they have, but these Moroccans, I don't know, man. There's something else. They are something else. So I'm gonna give it to Morocco. Now we have France versus Sweden. I feel like this is a nice matchup. This will show France's power, and Sweden will try to fight back. They might make it interesting, but France is just too strong. And you're gonna hear me say that a lot. And I'm pretty sure you guys know this already, that France is just too strong. Ecuador versus Senegal, African Cup winners against Ecuador. I want to give it to Senegal confidently, but it's just that at this point in the tournament, so many South African teams, fans are going to show up, and they're going to be that extra player, and they're going to play a big role. I would give it to Ecuador. I want to give it to Senegal, man. Sadio Mane. They have good players, though. Senegal have really good players. Insanely good players. Like, look, Sadio Mane, Pape Gueye, Idrissa Gueye, Pape Matar Sarr, Antoine Mendy. Ooh, come on. What goalkeeper do they have? They have a nice goalkeeper. Eduardo Mendy, Kalidou Koulibaly. I can't even say his name. Koulibaly, Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. Senegal, you have to perform against Ecuador. Mexico versus Saudi Arabia now. Mexico win. These Saudi guys, they're not going to stand a chance, especially with so many Mexicans in the stand. No, not standing a chance. England versus Norway. Wow. Erling Haaland versus his English teammate, Phil Foden. That's an interesting game. Like I said, if Norway, it's a flip of a coin. If Norway are like performing so good, they either perform really good or not. They could beat England. They really could. And if Harry Kane is performing the way he's performing now, he will help England get out of the round of 32. But I could expect both of these teams to score. But I'm on the edge of England right now. Now for the next one. We got Turkey versus Bosnia. I feel like this is a boring game. But you have a player like Xhaka leading Turkey. No, Arda Güler, my bad. Arda Güler, what am I saying? Arda Güler. He's going to be performing so well. He's going to beat Bosnia. He's going to feed Kenyan. Yeah. Turkey's going to win that one. All right, now for match 82. We got Belgium versus South Korea. This is where you're really going to see South Korea's level, and not in a good way, in a bad way. Belgium's going to beat them up, bro. Like a 2-3-0 win. Belgium wins this. Now we got Colombia versus Croatia. Now, if this was Croatia from back in the day, like maybe 5 years ago, they could win this game. But Colombia, they're going to have way too many fans in the stand. Way too many. Their passion's just going to get to them, and they're going to perform well. Now we got Spain versus Algeria. Algeria, you stand no chance. Spain's winning this, 1,000%. Now we got Switzerland versus Ivory Coast. This is where Xhaka's squad, they're going to win this. Ivory Coast, I'm sorry, you made it this far to the round of 32, but this is where you get out. Argentina versus Uruguay. Wow. The world champions, 4-time world champions, Uruguay versus 3-time world champions, Argentina. Uruguay, 4-time champions. Would they beat Argentina? This is like a clásico for me. I would really like Uruguay to win, but they don't have Luis Suarez anymore. They don't have Cavani. They don't have a Diego Forlan. They have Federico Valverde. Um, but that's not enough to beat an experienced team like Argentina, even though they're on the older side. Argentina's winning that one. Now Portugal versus Ghana. Portugal win this comfortably. Antoine Semenyo would not perform against this Portugal side. They're too strong, too strong. Now we have a boring matchup between USA and Egypt. For whatever reason, I have this feeling that Mohamed Salah could beat the USA team, even though they shouldn't. Even though they shouldn't. I just have a feeling. You know what? I would just give it for the fun of it. I'm putting Egypt beating USA. USA performing so badly, like they have been. They get knocked out. You know, we have to have some upsets here. You have to understand. We have to have some upsets here. This is the World Cup. There's always upsets here. Now the round of 16, we have Germany versus France. Germany versus France. Again, I feel like everyone's going to say this. France is just too good. They have way too many players, way too much firepower. Honestly, to beat France, you need everything to work. You need the coach to have a brilliant, brilliant game plan. And you need your team to actually have the quality to execute that game plan. Could Germany have that quality? Jamal Musiala, I mean, he's still not at his peak pre-injury. Wirtz, I don't see it. I don't see it with this Germany coach. I don't see it. No, France take it. Brazil versus Canada. Canada hosting. I'm sorry, Canada. This is where you get out. Round of 16. Morocco versus Senegal, an African Cup final right here. Morocco would not want to lose to Senegal. Same could be said for Senegal. Wow. Senegal will probably come into this game mad because Morocco have taken their title as AFCON champions. And Morocco would want to win this to prove that, yeah, they should have been the ones to win the African Cup. Yeah, I think this one's tough. This one's really tough. I want to give it to Morocco just because I want to see Morocco go deep into the tournament. And not just, I mean, yeah, I said I want to, but they go far into the tournaments. So Morocco, it is for me. Mexico versus England. Mexico hosting. Is this the round that England underperforms? Because remember, England always underperforms. They always do. I haven't seen that change lately. They just lost to Japan. Will they crack under the pressure of these Mexican fans with Mexico hosting? The elevation, the heat? I'm sorry. I'm going Mexico. I'm biased, yes, but you have to factor in everything I just said because England always underperforms, bro. I'm going Mexico. Now for match 93, we got Colombia versus Spain. Both Spanish-speaking countries. Lamine Yamal, this is where you shine in a round of 16. This is where your highlights pulled through. This is where Spain give you the full 90 minutes. Colombia wins. Now we got Arda Güler, Turkey versus Belgium. Ooh. If Arda Güler and Kenyan are like the duo that's performing so well in this tournament, could they perform against Belgium? Belgium's not the same anymore. I fear that Belgium is actually falling hard, to be honest with you. Like, they're just not. They don't have those players anymore. They're not in their prime anymore. And I don't really see anyone entering a high prime like Kevin De Bruyne. I don't see it. This could go to penalties. I'm going to side with Turkey here because I do need some upsets here. Now we got Argentina versus Egypt. I feel like Argentina's getting just getting the easy way in. Easy way in here. And now Switzerland versus Portugal. Switzerland, you put up a good fight, but Portugal take this. Now for the quarterfinals, we have France versus Brazil. Could this coach and could he have the players to execute that game plan? Carlo Ancelotti, they have the coach. Vinicius Jr., they have the players. They have a very good defense. They have a good goalkeeper. I think where they struggle is the midfield. Let's see, Brazil, national team, and then we go to players. Do they have that midfield? Casemiro, they have experience. They have Sara, don't really know, Matheus Cunha. Ooh. Let's just go into a world where France get kicked out of the World Cup in the quarterfinals. Like I said earlier, they need the coach and they need the players to execute this plan. If you're going to leave it to a team to execute that, is Carlo Ancelotti with the Brazil team. We're just going to enter this upsets. Remember, this is the biggest one. Brazil beating France in the quarterfinals. I'm putting Brazil. Now we got Spain versus Arda Güler. Arda Güler, you can't perform against Spain. This is where your limit is at. Spain win this one. Now we got match 99, Morocco versus Mexico. Morocco versus Mexico. Mexico fans are super excited now. They've reached the quarterfinals and they got Morocco in the quarterfinals. This is realistically a chance. They have a chance. Mexico has some really good players. They have good players. Morocco, compared to Morocco, they don't. I don't think so. I mean, they do have Brahim Diaz. They have what was his name? The PSG guy. I forget his name. I'm just brain farting right now. I'm favoring Mexico. That's me being biased, but that's also because we do have nice players, in my opinion. I would edge Mexico here. I don't know. Are we gonna win the tournament? I don't know. Just look at The Simpsons. They predicted Mexico winning a World Cup, and it was against Portugal. So I'm going with Mexico here. Now we have match 100. Look how beautiful that is. Match 100, Argentina versus Portugal. Messi versus Portugal in match 100. Who could win that? Messi or Ronaldo? Argentina versus Portugal. Argentina is on the older side. Their star players aren't really in the big leagues anymore, whereas Portugal, their star players are Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, Mendes. They do have star players in high leagues. And they're champions too. I'm edging towards Portugal here with Cristiano Ronaldo. And not only that, like the aura, right? Like a couple years ago in the last World Cup, you could see that Portuguese players in the media, they were portraying them as not being fond of Ronaldo, but now it's the opposite. It's like a shift in how do you call it? Shift in the environment for Ronaldo. I see these Portuguese beating Argentinians. Now for the semifinals, we have Brazil versus Spain. Brazil versus Spain. Now that they came off the high beating France, they're confident that they could beat any team in this tournament. They could win it. But Spain, they haven't faced anybody as strong yet. If anything, it would have been France. But for me, Spain is way too stacked. I think Brazil will come off a game like France. They'll come off tired. Spain will come off fresh because they just faced Turkey. And before that, who'd they face? Colombia. That would have been their tough game. Yeah, no. Spain beat Brazil in the semis. And then we got Mexico versus Portugal. And just going off the Simpsons, Mexico beat Portugal. No, I'm playing. As much as I would love to go with that theory, for me, Portugal win. They do. I really want Mexico to reach that level, but it's just Portugal wins it. And as for our final, we have Spain versus Portugal. But let's say this is France. Let's say France is actually in Spain's spot. Now look at what I'm going to say here. Portugal have beat Spain in a tournament final. Portugal have beat France in a tournament final. So both of those countries, if Portugal ends up being in the final and any of those two teams, any of those two national teams end up being in the final, they go in there knowing that Portugal have beaten them in a final before. It's like written for Portugal to win. Not only that, like, yeah, say whatever you want to say about the Simpsons predicting stuff. They did predict Mexico and Portugal in the finals in Springfield, New Jersey. And where's the final going to be in? New Jersey. I didn't put Mexico to win. I put Portugal. Portugal's going to win it. Portugal is going to win it. They've already beat Spain. They could do it again. And even if it's France, they could beat them too. Portugal is my World Cup winner. 14% of players also predicted Portugal to win a first World Cup win for a team that last reached the semifinal in 1966. Woo! So these are the other teams most predicted by readers. Spain in first with 23%, France in second with 21%, and then Portugal with 14%. Portugal, Ronaldo, you guys have to do it. What are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to win this World Cup? Who do you think is going to upset? Are we excited? Are we not? Yeah, I know I am. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this World Cup, which is about to start in 40 days. Come back to this video and let's see what we got right. Let's see what we got right. We'll check back. Hopefully this World Cup is amazing. Until then, I'll see you guys there.